Yo, what's up, everybody? Lobo's here. Long time no see. We we got some new Bad Batch finally. So with me, as usual, is YoJimbo and Danmalore. What's up, guys?
All right, what's up, Lobo? It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's been, God, what was the last thing? It was Ahsoka, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like we were in like a Star Wars like dirge or dearth. I don't know what the correct drought.
It was a Star Wars drought. I think the only things we got was teases of the Mandalorian Grogu movie, which
yes, there's that,
and which is seemingly replacing season 4 because season 4 still hasn't started filming. I don't know. This is speculation.
Why make 6 hours when you can make 2 hours?
Right?
And then you can make 6 hours again.
Yes. I mean, there's been some news, like we should get into it since the last time. There's speculation happening right now. Mandalorian and Grogu film.
Yeah. So I was just
slated. Yes, slated for December 28th, 2026. December 28th. Or December 18th, wow. Excuse me.
That's some ambitious prognostication there, though.
That's the latest. I don't know if it's a rumor or what.
Why? Here's my thing on that.
Okay.
They were planning on filming a Mandalorian TV show, right?
Yes, and so by some rumors they still
a lot of well, I don't know, because ever since Carl Weathers' passing, I don't know how much Grief Karga was in that original script for next season. So they might be reworking a bunch of stuff. But they were planning on filming it. They were supposed to, I mean, if the strikes didn't happen, it would have been already being worked on.
Right.
But
it's true.
They were planning on starting that imminently. I've heard that the budget for that movie is like practically a TV budget.
Oh, really?
Like it's
budget?
Yeah, it's way smaller than a full Star Wars movie should be.
Okay, but to be fair though, they have a show that's been in production, which means that you save a lot of money on prop work and sets and things like that.
Yes.
And then they're already like with a production thing that's using the volume, so you're probably going to use volume and bigger things because it's a bigger like spectacle.
Right. Plus the cast and the crew that are involved with the show, assumedly would be involved with the movie, right? Mm-hmm. So
you save money that way.
I think the turnaround for a movie, it shouldn't be Christmas of the year. Did you say 26?
December 18, 2026.
They start
filming.
That's
they start filming June 24th this year. June 24.
Yeah, I could see it coming out 2025, not 2026. That's too long. I mean, unless they're doing something super spectacular, it's not gonna. It doesn't take two years to do Mandalorian stuff. I mean, is this the Ahsoka crossover event too? Are they doing that?
Maybe that 26 date is for the Mandoverse movie. Maybe some wires got crossed there. Is that too soon? I don't know,
because it seems
it's still a short timeline. It is a short timeline, really, though. Shows take 2 years to make nowadays because of like special effects, regardless. But if like they start, basically, you're still in the pre-production cycle, but post-production can take a long time.
It can,
especially,
yeah.
I was on a lot of like
I actually hope Lobo's right about that. I hope it's next year, and there's shows in between. I don't know what the timeline is. Anyways, that's just some speculation.
They're leaving some big gaps in production.
What are the next shows that we even know about? Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, right?
Skeleton Crew,
and
Ahsoka season 2, but that's probably not happening for a while.
That's not in any kind of production yet,
right?
That's just
that's
just talk.
Speculation.
It's in early development. Scripts are being written, maybe. you know.
Mhm.
So
On the other,
Dave's got a lot of it written in his head already, but
I'm sure. And then what are they going to do about, the gentleman who died? You know,
Mhm.
well, a couple of people died. Let's talk
Carl
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 Weathers.
Weathers died,
Yeah.
and you're talking about Ray Stevenson.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So
a bummer. Two in 1 year.
yeah,
Or no, it hasn't been within a year, I should say. Not in 1
Mhm.
year, but within a year. That kind of sucks. Andor season 2 just wrapped filming apparently, and is
well,
looking to air
just
next year.
just wrapped. It was like several weeks
Mhm.
ago.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in these kind of timelines that we're talking
And
about.
yeah, it has wrapped.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
But we're not seeing that till next year. So that's another project that's up and coming.
Right,
That'll be a next year thing.
right.
Are we only getting one show a year or two shows a year now? Is that they're pumping the brakes? Because I'm
I
kind of sad about that.
I feel like that's the case. I hope it can. Well, I mean, that's also not counting Young Jedi Adventures,
That's true.
but
Oh
that's
yeah, I
been
haven't
because
checked that out.
that has been pumping out content like regularly.
Mhm.
So I don't ever I've never watched it, but I every once in a while I'll see a thing that says there's new ones, and that episode count keeps growing. Um, but yeah.
I mean,
So
you've seen it? You've watched it?
no, never,
Okay,
never.
not even like a clip, huh? I'll try to see if my
I
nephew.
saw
He's kind of
I
young,
saw a
but I don't know.
trailer for it when it was new.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know any little kids, and I can't be a critic of little kids stuff without a little kid to bounce off my ideas.
Your perspective might not really be well grounded
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's all I got for as far as Star Wars news since our last break.
So there was, I was gonna. I know, like we were, supposed to be talking about the Bad Batch, but there was something I saw for the first time earlier today. I showed it to Jim a little while ago, but I don't think you've seen. I don't think you've seen this, Dan. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah. I don't know if the audio would be copyright, so I got closed captions turned on, and it's not the highest quality graphics,
Whoa, what
but
is this?
but you might recognize it. It
Is this the original version of? It's like that Battlefield
Yeah.
version of Star Wars.
exactly.
Battlefront.
Yes.
It is the original Battlefront.
Battlefront remastered. Supposedly it's coming out in March.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Up to 64 player multiplayer. It's going to be on every platform. So
You know what I like about this is because with the more newer versions, the ones that come out recently, like they've kind of like over-engineered it. I'd like the old dumb Battlefield.
Mhm.
Just jump in a speeder and start blasting dudes. Like that's what made it magic back in the day. I used to play a Battlefield 42 back, 20 years ago. So this is great. So they have new servers and everything. They're, it's a new game.
It's going to be all remastered. I don't know. I have the Xbox 360 or I don't know, like the ones that work on the Xbox Series consoles. And
Are there servers for those? Do they still run?
There's no servers for those because they ran on OG Xbox and 360 servers, I think.
Okay, this might be a day one for me.
Yeah,
just
right.
because it kind of scratches that itch for a Battlefield type game, but I don't like all the new. They're just way too frenetic and like what are microtransactions? Like I don't think maybe there will be for these ones too, but
or like,
I like
games of service with like battle passes and stuff.
Yeah, I just want a dumb shoot 'em up where you jump in a snow speeder and go blast some walkers.
I can't see them actually adding new features to that
Microtransactions,
old game.
Yeah.
right?
That
I like that.
would, after the
Plus.
microtransaction fiasco that killed Battlefront 2 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 era.
Well, you don't.
I don't
You don't
think
like having
I
to
don't
pay for new characters that are overpowered, and then them nerfing them after a month, and then they make a new character that's overpowered, and then they're gonna nerf it after a month. No.
Yeah, that's
it's a little predatory.
yeah, I don't well also that and like the whole like that buying the loot box crap with the
Yep.
shards, all that stuff. That was
You know,
just,
that's been a discussion in video gaming recently, and when somebody pointed out the reason they do it is because it works. It makes a lot of money. These
Oh,
stupid
yeah.
microtransactions, they make money hand over fist. They're like,
look
why
how
are we going
much
to add
money.
features when we can just sell skins and make all this money? Why are we going to actually make good games?
But that's not even it. You know who's got it on lockdown is freaking Rockstar Games with their
Mhm.
shark cards for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, they make the entire environment hostile to the player, like making
Yeah.
money like normally. So you end up buying money to circumvent
Yeah.
having to
You
deal
buy
with people
you use
who are trying to kill
real
you.
world money to buy video game money.
I mean, yeah.
And
that's-
and
Magic the Gathering's pretty
and
bad
it's
too.
not
They
even-
basically you're charging for like virtual cards. Like
yeah, but like
it costs a fraction of what the normal ones do, but still, you don't have any ability to resell or anything like that.
right,
that is so
Right.
lame.
right,
So lame.
right. It's just not
I
okay.
just wanted to record that, so I have but I'm gonna have to put some sound effects on these things.
Ugh.
All right.
Playing with your new microphone toy.
Like
Um,
you know, like
Oh, I know
whack or-
which-
Uh-huh.
You don't follow
I
orders.
need the horn. I need the DJ horn.
no,
Yeah, I
hate
want to
that.
start doing.
I hate that sound.
So do I. I'm
Oh,
kidding,
man.
of course.
We're all gonna
Oh,
end
man.
up with stream decks like competing. It's just gonna turn into air horns. Like 2 hours of.
They're
No,
gonna
it'll
cut off our feet because we're done playing stupid stuff. Yeah, that'd be great. All right. I like the fact that they did. That's awesome. When does that come out? The Battlefront.
March.
I
he
think
said.
it's March 4th,
Okay. I'm gonna go look that up and just see what.
and it's
I'm
on
sure
and it's
graphics
every
a little bit-
platform, even
Switch?
Switch. Yep.
Wow.
PlayStation.
They missed the
Xbox.
opportunity of releasing in May
Yeah.
the 4th, though.
Right? They like
Maybe they
wrong
have something
M
else
month,
planned.
guys.
Maybe they have something else planned for.
Well, maybe they have something planned for in-game. Here's some new content.
Right?
Mm.
Here's the first DLC pack. I'm like, what? I mean, it's a collection. Did they merge Did they merge both games? I wonder. Like,
I don't know. It's a classic collection, so I don't know what they mean by that.
yeah, because I mean,
I don't know
Like-
if that includes 2. They didn't show any 2.
Loop, 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 loop.
That
you know that
Right.
the aerial
Lame.
that
Sorry.
aerial content
I
was
didn't mean to do that. Actually,
the spaceship combat was Battlefront 2.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
and that one is also being re-released.
Because wasn't
It's
like
1 and 2 in one package.
Cool, man. I
Why are you
missed
not
that
paying
whole
attention?
generation.
Yeah.
No,
So
I'm messing around
one
with my. I'm texting and
Yeah.
sorry, I was telling
One
people about the
was like
stream
on
tonight.
rails, though, right? The
I was
space
promoting the
combat.
show, so it wasn't not related to the show. I was just, I got Kate to come on
Fine.
the show.
Doubling our audience.
Yeah. I'm stoked. That's a cool thing. I wonder if they're gonna remaster all the old Star Wars games too, like the Jedi
I mean,
Outcast.
it'd be nice if that happened. Some emergencies going on, I hear.
I do too.
Yeah, it's not on my
Mike
side
is that-
though.
I think it's
I
in
don't
my
think
mic.
I don't know. They heard me mentioning Grand Theft Auto. You got to throw in some emergency sirens.
Yep.
But yeah.
Right, Bad Batch.
Outside of that, yeah. So
We
some
finally
of
got some Star Wars content to talk about.
that, right.
Mhm.
Finally, it's been
Mhm.
way too long. Let me make sure I have this stuff set up the right way, so I don't get myself some copyright issues. So right, so we get. I don't know how much of this. I should
here.
be.
They're coming for you, Jim.
Wow. That's funny. I heard that see, I'm looking at this right now, the ship crashing, and I heard that right when they were showing an outside shot. I got my screen on mute, but
It's immersive, isn't it?
it is. It's very, very immersive. So I guess we start out right at so I guess, well, man, stomach. First episode in a couple months.
I have to same. I'm like a
stumble,
mess. I forgot how to set
stumble a
everything
bit.
up. Even it's been too long.
I don't even know where this is anymore.
It's
Actually, I think yours is very pertinent to what we're talking about today.
Yeah,
Mount
but
Princess,
I might
right?
have to go soon.
You might have to go.
Okay.
Okay.
This location.
Right? I mean, that's all right. Dang, hitting the wall here today.
The
Season
show's
2.
called Bad Batch.
Season 2 ended with
Mhm.
Omega at Mount Tantus with her sister, some
Mhm.
other
Yeah.
clones.
Supposed
that
sister.
Was,
I mean,
that was made,
as far as clones
female.
are siblings.
and yeah, pod sibling. How about that?
Mhm.
Mhm. Did
Um,
give everybody this episodes. I'm trying to avoid spoilers on this season, and it seems like everybody's already seen the entire season. Have you heard about that?
So, a lot of a lot of YouTubers and stuff got,
Mhm.
I think, the first 8 episodes
Okay,
or whatever. It's got everything but the last 3.
got it. Why do they
So
do that? I mean,
why
mean,
do they do
marketing.
that? It's so people can make content comfortably and
Mhm.
have
So
it
they have time to
ready
do some
right
edits
away.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer doing it the way we do it, guerrilla style. Like,
Mhm.
just gonna pick through it on on the fly.
It's
What
not like
ends up in the show is what we determined is decent or worthwhile to talk about, not what some studio exec is hoping that the highlights are.
yeah, we haven't had 6 months to go through an episode that they gave like 6 weeks to go through an episode they gave us. Like
Yeah.
here are the 101 Easter eggs you might not have noticed. It's like
Yeah.
having the luxury of that time.
No.
Fortunately, most of them are really cool about spoilers and
Yeah.
not, they're not.
Yeah. So yeah,
um,
so this, I guess that is fair to say that if you're watching this, know that this talk is extremely spoiler filled. If you haven't watched the episode yet, you might want to watch it before you watch this.
mhm. Correct.
Especially if you haven't watched the last season, because, well, I don't know.
We're still on
Yeah.
continuing arcs from last season.
We are, yeah, we're yeah. Back to
Tech is still dead.
Yeah, Tech is dead, or
Technically,
Tech is
Technically dead.
in
Nobody.
Star Wars limbo, no body, no death.
Mhm.
yeah.
He's hanging out with Mace Windu right now. And yeah, so
That would be
Omega-
cool if he actually was hanging out.
right?
That would be a very Star Wars thing to do.
Oh God, people would be so mad. So
You think
mad.
so? I think
Oh,
they would be
yeah.
so-
There was, I know we're supposed to be doing Bad Batch now, but there
We'll
was
get
there was some dialogue. I think it was last week where somebody at some convention said something to Samuel L. Jackson about Mace Windu, and it turned into the whole Mace isn't dead thing, and a couple of Star Wars YouTubers picked up on it, and there was a big discussion about if if Samuel L. Jackson should be coming back as Mace Windu, and a whole Mace being dead thing, and it kind of was a little silly. They talked about it on Star Wars Explained and on the Resistance podcast. It was
Okay, so it was
kinda
nothing
silly
official.
and kind of silly and out of place, but no, nothing official. But Sam wants to do it, and Sam says Mace isn't dead. So
Dude,
I'm
I'd
of
be
the opinion
Uh-huh.
that Boba Fett should kill him.
I like all the fan
Set
art
it-
of him being all mutilated
set
and
it-
like cyberpunk. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
down.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Missing arm, robotic
Mhm.
arm.
Exactly. That's why have them all totally jacked up. You let
Mhm.
Boba Fett kill him, then he gets to claim, "Hey, I killed the Jedi that Darth Vader couldn't."
And maybe he's kind of dark side-ish too, Maybe his brain's
Oh
all messed
yeah,
up, everything.
yeah. No, make
All the
him,
things.
make him turned like he's mad. He got his
Yeah, he's
arm
angry.
chopped off.
Mhm.
The guy he
Mhm.
thought that was a good guy turned out to be the worst guy ever. Yeah, no, make him
The
angry.
Jedi Order
Like
failed
a
him,
good,
basically.
make him a good guy that does bad things, and then it's just Sam Jackson.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Maybe
Like-
his memory is
as
not so good too.
and make it the first R-rated Star Wars movie and let him drop MF bombs.
I'm down for that. I always said I wanted like a horror movie, a Star Wars horror movie too. I'm down,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of which, oh, you know what?
you know.
We'll get to that episode in this little arc here.
Right.
There was some little tones of that, so we'll get to that.
little tones of what? Of horror?
Horror
Uh-huh.
from the
There was.
Yes.
So, but
Yes,
that's coming.
So
We'll
we
there,
get
there.
we start out the episode at Mount Tantus where Omega's sitting in a prison cell. A shuttle's coming in and crashes
Mhm.
just outside the safe perimeter around the Mount Tantus base. And they decide that the troops
Well-
that are in the ship. Oh, there was that too.
Hemlock.
Hemlock.
No,
yeah.
no, sir. Your men are already dead. I think that's from the Matrix
Exactly.
or something, but
Mhm.
same idea. It's like, should we send the rescue team? No.
Yeah. No.
They're already
But not
dead.
only that, I noticed. I'm sure that they did it before, but I usually watch the show with subtitles turned on, and I don't know how many times that they've done it in the show, but they
Mhm.
actually use TK numbers for the stormtroopers.
Yep.
So we
Yeah.
have,
It's
there's
come up.
TK.
I don't know if this specific. I think they have
Yeah.
mentioned TKs a couple times throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. But
It's
it's
great.
like I just like the full transition of the troops for the Empire are TK troops now. They're not
Mhm.
CTs, they're TKs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you notice all the subtle things too, all the sound effects, and they've always been good about this, but specifically I noticed just watching this time, like
Mhm.
all the little mouse droid, all the sounds,
yeah.
even the armor clinking as they're walking around, like they're just hitting all the Star Wars notes as far as like this is
Mhm.
like getting into the era of that we know from A New Hope, right? Like everything is coming into the sharp focus now. It's great.
Right.
Like there's no V-wings in A New Hope, but
No,
you
no,
could see
and
them being there.
that's kind of strange that they wouldn't have had viewings defending the Death Star. It was just
Well, they're like
just
atmospheric
like-
fighters, aren't they? They're not space
I-
fighters, so that's why I think
I feel like
V-wings are more for space. I mean for planets. I'm just
I feel like
rationalizing.
I feel like there's some Star Wars video games that would disagree with that.
I mean, most of the history, they always have TIE fighters defending planets. So I don't know, man.
Yeah,
This
well,
has to
yeah,
be different.
but that's I'm just thinking though. It's like why weren't there V wings deployed along with the TIE fighters at
I
the
got
Battle of Yavin?
I got it. Here's another rationalization. This is one of the most top secret and expensive scientific projects in the Empire. They're getting the best equipment. TIE fighters are cheap. They're like the garbage, mass
That
produced.
could also be it. It could also be that this is a defense contract boondoggle, and that they're hiding the units off of the main line units. Like, what are they doing out here? Like, they're chasing down rather than being used in frontline combat.
Secret project, so yeah,
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah.
Anyways,
short range fires. But yeah,
Listen, if I know anything about the way military procurement works, those things kind of suck. Otherwise, they would be in the combat. They'd be fighting other starfighters, and they are not.
I mean, if it fits in the Empire, they're with their general MO, they're mass-produced junk, right? I don't
Right.
care for the pilots. No hyperdrive, so the pilots can't escape. Stuff like that.
Right. So after they've left those troops out,
Just
in
like
the
let him
jungle.
die. Like, eh,
They're too far
I don't want
out.
to get
Because-
my,
man.
I don't want to
because
get
they're
my boots dirty
expendables.
tonight. Do you? No.
Uh, I kind of wonder what they were supposed to be bringing.
It's the DoorDash. It's like we'll just call another order.
They were
and
just
forget
they
those
were
guys.
just it's
a
just
normal-
Uber Eats driver.
They were picking up some
yeah.
pho from the local noodle shop.
Mhm.
No, but like I don't know. I just thought of that right now. Like they never
I think
said
we're
what
just
the cargo on that ship was.
I think we're
But-
establishing stakes though, about
Right.
like what the planet's actually like out there. Because I haven't seen anything about like dangerous creatures out there with them talking about like Mount Tannis. It looks like
Right.
It looks peaceful.
Yeah, it looks like just a regular old jungle, but you figure
Yeah.
it's a jungle
Now
and
they're-
Star Wars
n-
and
But now
jungle
you know that there's
apex predators.
yeah a bunch of apex predators. Maybe not mega predators, but like some serious like
Yeah.
predators.
There's going to be the top of the food chain guy.
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah,
I'm
well-
assuming that thing that they run into in the third episode.
Uh-huh.
But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
right there it was
do
just
like
implied.
seeing this episode seemed to be more like day in the life of Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, kind of
And
showing
the
the tiny habits.
monotony and like that was a cool way they approached it. It's like just day
Yeah,
after day they're doing her
I-
tasks.
I kind of thought like she looks bummed out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like it seemed very slow most of this episode. Like I enjoyed it,
Yes.
but it wasn't
You see
wasn't
why they
action-packed.
they strung the 3 episodes together. It's an arc and it made sense because this is a setup arc for
Yeah.
episode for sure.
no
Yeah.
for sure.
This-
If this episode came out by itself
Mhm.
and we had to wait till next week to get the second episode, I would have been very disappointed.
Yeah,
It-
I mean,
It's-
like, wow, I waited. I
I
was
kind of
excited
figured.
for
it's laying
this much
pipe,
time.
okay?
It
We're
is
laying pipe,
exactly.
We're building
Mhm.
world and we're like establishing like the
Right.
routine.
There's Omega in her lunchbox.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
I think it's kind of funny though that she's the only person with a lunchbox.
She does get special
Even if it-
privileges and they make a point of that. in
But
this.
they also make it a point later on where she's not supposed to have personal belongings.
Hmm.
Why does she have a lunchbox and no one else? Like
Well,
it doesn't seem like standard issue.
I mean, I don't know if she's keeping samples in there. She's like an orderly or something.
Yeah, she's a lab tech assistant.
What did they showed her hiding her doll in there, right? At some point,
Mhm.
what's her
Well-
doll made of? Her hair? Is that what?
No, the doll is made from straw from
Okay.
where they keep the those dog things. I can't remember what
Lurkers?
they're called. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So she was hiding it, but she was putting it under something. I don't know what that thing was on top.
yeah, no, it's like it was like a tool, like how a toolbox has that top section
Yes.
and there's like a storage section below. It was basically that kind of setup. It was a toolbox being used for a lunchbox, basically.
Yes.
So yeah, so Omega's been tasked with being a lab assistant, like we were just talking about, and yeah, we're way out of practice doing this live.
she sees Crosshair, so she
Sees
knows,
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
if
I
you're walking
scrolled
past each
that
other,
in my-
and then he doesn't even acknowledge her. So she's bummed about that.
right. The Crosshair looks even more miserable than she does.
He's a
Like,
guinea pig.
He is.
Hmm.
He's being poked and prodded daily. Looks like.
Like, I mean, look at this guy. He looks miserable. Miserable.
He looks like he's about to cry right there.
He does. He does look like he's about to cry. And he doesn't
Yeah.
even acknowledge Omega as he walks by.
No, because why would you want hope at this point?
Or just acknowledging that she exists.
No,
But
I would be acknowledging that there's still some life left, and yeah, he's not down.
That there's a chance.
so
There's
we
something-
go chance for what? Oh,
just escape
No.
or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, he's already tried, right?
hmm
And they got him. So shortly after that hallway scene, we get introduced to the fact that whatever they're working on here at Mount Tantus
Mhm.
requires examination of blood.
Mhm.
So there's the Omega's sister with a blood sample from the clone that's up on the
Mhm.
bed, and then she proceeds to take Omega's sample as well for, got to test them all, right?
Yep.
But um,
What's her sister's
I don't,
name again?
I,
Emery. Emery
Emery, yeah,
Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Emery Carr.
Yeah. Or something going on with her too.
Yeah, I think she's like,
She's playing ball with Hemlock, but I don't know. Maybe she's tried to
she's
escape
like
or
an
something.
intelligent clone that knows what they're doing is not exactly the right thing to be doing,
Uh-huh.
but it's what she's been ordered to do, and good clones follow orders.
I like
Mm-hmm.
Kate's comment. Crosshair looks like if you took all of Jeff Bezos' money away. Yeah,
Yep.
he is bummed.
Yes.
He be bummed.
Yes.
Mhm.
He had a rough season last season. Kate. And
So,
yeah, he
and
turned
yeah,
against his masters. Now he's being punished.
did he?
Remember, he shot that officer on that one planet.
Mm-hmm. The one who
Who?
refused to help.
Oh, yeah, they show that in the. I don't know if we should have gone over that, and I skipped right past it. The recap of last season. But
I mean, we didn't went into depth during those episodes back last season.
We did.
But, we can recap as
We
we go
did.
along. That's fine. Just to
we
help.
did. We're
It
we're
helps
already
me.
we're
Helps
already
me.
all over the place anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got 3 episodes to get
I
through,
hope
so
people
we're
are
gonna go
entertained
back
by
and
this
forth.
one. So yeah, so they're doing
Yeah,
the
where we
blood
at?
sample testing,
Oh
and
yeah, the hematology
we
machine.
Mm-hmm.
My mom
yeah,
would like
yeah,
that because she run those kind of machines at work.
spinner. So we're brought to this lockdown area where they're doing that blood work, but these guys are clone commandos. I don't know if they're part of the Delta Squad or whatever from the Star Wars Commando video game, but those guys are clones. You can tell by the helmets. And yeah,
Oh, is that what that? Because they kept showing those guys, and I'm like, what's different about these dudes? I just thought they were
yeah,
identical.
they're clone commandos.
Okay, so
So
one thing I noticed. Well, I guess that's getting ahead, but those guys get stunned, but TKs blast them. That's
Mhm.
yep,
something I'm noticing in this show, which is
yeah.
hilarious to me. But okay.
Well,
Well, yeah, no, it is kind of funny
the
because
clones are their brothers, and the
Uh-huh.
TKs are the enemy.
are enlisted.
Uh huh.
So like
Okay.
I always
The
tell them,
morality of this show is just hilarious
well,
to me in that respect.
it's kill them, not us.
It's literally if there's a clone and a TK next to each other, it's like stun, blast you right in the face. And then,
Yes.
When did he
and
have
then
time to
double
switch the
tap.
setting?
There's literally a double tap in one of the shots coming up
He had it
Yeah,
coming. He had it coming.
it's
just to make sure you don't go home.
it's what it is. So Omega finally brings the blood samples to Nala Se. So we're finally introduced to
Mhm,
Nala
mhm.
Se for this episode. Just giving her a tray full of blood samples,
Uh-huh.
including one of her own. And
She seems bummed too.
who Nala Se?
Nala
Nala
Se.
Se's been looking
Yeah,
like she's been bummed out
she's a slave.
since Camino got bombarded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your homeworld was destroyed, and
Yeah,
now you're working for the Empire.
yeah.
Sucky.
Yep.
But so when they scan the thing and it shows up that this sample is from Omega, does that not leave a record? I know I'm picking apart
Huh.
computer logic in a children's cartoon, but
Nah, she just pressed the
it's-
delete
it's-
button.
she
pressed
does
the
press a
control-
delete
control
button,
delete.
but there's like
Should be a record
Yeah,
of a
but
deletion,
no,
right?
No, she
yeah, a
pressed
record of a
no,
deletion,
she pressed the-
exactly.
she pressed the key that makes it really delete.
Command delete.
Yeah, command delete.
She's doing a system level like it never happened delete.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
She is a Kaminoan, so she's got savvy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Computer savvy.
She's been a scientist as long as she's been alive, practically.
Also,
So-
She
there's
probably
no doubt
developed
she
that
already knew
computer.
this. There's no doubt she already didn't know this
Yeah,
about.
she
like,
made
Omega.
Omega from what I understand, right? So she knows
Yeah.
her secrets. We're
Right.
slowly being revealed what's her story is, like what's the
Right.
real story behind her.
I almost
She-
for a minute thought about like just talking about the episode instead of skipping through it.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
The episodes, I should say. But
Well, we're
Yeah.
kind of doing half and half right now.
so
Anyway,
they are. So they're
skipping through
looking
it helps me remember what happened because
right.
Mhm. They never said
they're-
the word though.
Which word?
The
The F
M
word?
word. The M word.
the M word, the M count.
Well, they said M count several times.
But we know what the M is.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
that it's in heavily.
She's a
implied.
mutant. Oh, wait,
It's-
wrong
it is.
franchise.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna.
They should
burn a
have the music in the
mutant front of her.
background.
She is mutant Jesus.
Na-na-na-na-na-na. Just a little.
Not that one.
little-
That music is not MCU.
Oh, it's not.
No, they clarified the new show. The cartoon is not part of the universe.
Yet. It's all
Yet.
connected.
Oh, 97. Can't wait for that.
Mhm.
It's all
Um,
connected. though.
Unrelated.
But I listened to a couple cop podcasts today, or at least one, and everybody was like, "M count is midichlorian count, right?" Like, and everyone was
Yep.
like, "Yeah, sure."
It's
It's never confirmed, but it's pretty much
no.
heavily
It's that's the only. If you look up Star Wars M count, it comes up midichlorian.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
only M.
I mean, what
count
else could it be? And then the conversation happens now. We should probably touch on this a little bit. Does
Yeah.
it mean that you're force sensitive, or just means that you have the capacity to be higher strength force sensitive? Like you have a higher
It's-
force limit or whatever. Who knows?
Having okay, so
Whatever-
Anakin's midichlorian count was the
It's off the chart.
highest that Qui-Gon Jinn has ever seen
Right? Uh-huh.
Mhm.
when he tests his blood on Tatooine in Episode 1. So
Higher than Yoda.
yeah, higher than anything.
Mhm.
And but in this, what I feel like they weren't looking for an M count, like a contained M count, but something that can be could replicate an M count.
Right.
Mhm.
Like
Such as copying the Emperor.
right. So he actually has his powers when he gets a new body,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
or
Which
at least the
was-
same amount of power rather than a diminishing.
which is what Snoke was a failed one of, and all that.
This
stuff.
is all tying into the sequel trilogy, right? This is all leading towards.
This is, but they're planting the seeds for the sequel trilogy before the original trilogy,
Mhm.
because when we do see, I'm just going to talk about it already. When we
Yeah, go
do
for
see when we do see the Emperor, was that in Episode 2 or 3?
3.
He doesn't even have a cane. He's walking free. He's just he's he's there with those Praetorian type guards, and he's good.
He doesn't need
I
the
didn't-
artifice of the cane.
I didn't pick up on that. Yeah, do you think that even Vader knows about this project? It seems to be like so deep level that he's probably doesn't even want Vader involved, right?
Yeah, I don't think Vader is privy to this.
Because this is his plan to like live longer than Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I mean, his plan is for Vader to try to kill him, and he'll kill Vader, because
Because
You
he
know.
built all the vulnerabilities into.
or he will, or he'll let Vader kill him, for him to transition to his other
Yeah.
brand new nice clean 20-year-old,
And then come kill Vader.
and
Shriveled
then-
raisin
and
body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That would really mess with him too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So she makes friends with this lurker creature. Just to,
Right.
I'm trying to go from memory here at this point.
Get back on the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you,
She tries feeding it by hand.
Mhm.
she does. She does.
It almost takes her face off.
It for a second.
Yeah.
For a second. Where I let
Imagine how bad Imperial dog food is. It's like just the worst of the worst.
It's probably
It's
made
left
out of other
It's
lurker
whatever
hounds.
leftovers.
Uh-huh.
It's just yeah, exactly, because
Dehydrated
were-
leftovers.
when they have an injured one, they're just like, oh, if it doesn't heal up real quick, we're just going to
Mhm.
kill it. And it's like practically the next day. Yep, it's not healed yet.
Mm-hmm.
Scheduled for termination. I guess it wasn't the next day, but it
It's just
seemed to
easier
be
to
pretty
terminate
quick.
them.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, the fact
Plus
that it
they
came
just-
back wounded already proves that it's not worthy. That was kind
right.
of like the message,
it got
right?
wounded. But I don't
Mhm.
remember when she did this. Like, I feel like she approached this creature like she was already. I mean, she calls it Batcher. Did they have that? Was this
Is that what's the name again? Batcher?
Batcher?
Oh, I thought it was something else.
Nope.
I don't have I don't watch with the subtitles. I should.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't remember. Did they introduce that animal at the end of last season?
No, it was in a trailer. People were wondering what are these dog things that are. It was seen in the
Okay,
season 3
I think
trailer.
it's just part of like showing them like her rotation, like when they
But,
you
But it seemed like the Omega had a relationship with that animal prior to the scene.
I think it just is growing as she was working.
Like she had
there.
but she had a name for it. Like
Mhm.
the Imperials don't name the animals.
No.
No,
They're
tools.
they number them.
Like even their people are tools to get to their
Yeah.
ends. So of
They
course
get- they get numbered.
Creature is
They
going
don't
to
get-
definitely be.
So after the dog feeding, Omega finds Crosshair and
Mhm.
tries to encourage him and say that we're going to escape and all that kind of stuff. And Crosshair, being his normal pessimistic self, it's like, nah, not having it. I'm not. I've tried already.
Been there, done that.
I've given up.
Guys,
I'm
I think Batcher is a metaphor for Crosshair, possibly.
I mean, I could see that. But can you
I mean,
elaborate?
they're all. I mean, they're bad batchers, all of them.
He's
Oh,
wounded.
Batch.
He's wounded.
Batcher. Duh.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh my god, how did I not see that one?
He's a wounded creature who doesn't think he can actually get out of his
100%.
confinement.
100%.
Yeah,
Dang.
His wounds are mental,
his wounds are mental. Yeah,
and
Batcher was
the
wounded.
Empire is trying to just use him for what they can and then throw him away. Like he's reached the end of his usefulness. They're even.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Wow.
catch this. I didn't catch this the first time I watched it. Omega's keeping track of how many days she's in her prison cell.
Oh yeah, I noticed it but didn't think about it.
So like, she's
Been there
gonna
a
turn
few
into
months
cal-
at least.
She's gonna turn into Calendar Man. Like, well, she's
Well,
counting
this
by
is-
fives.
This
so-
is very Ray from Force Awakens.
Is it? I don't remember that movie.
You remember Ray is like
Movie?
she's scratching into the Imperial Walker's hull. How many days are passing?
Mhm.
Oh. Okay,
that
if you say
planet.
so.
Yeah.
It definitely happened.
Out of all three of those movies, that's the one I saw the most.
So I'll talk about it after we're done with this.
Okay.
Yeah. I observed something funny at Disneyland involving Ray. But anyway, so Omega using the straw from I get it. Where is it? Trying to get a good shot of the.
Using the straw.
So
Oh,
this is
yeah.
it. Like, so this is what she was putting in in the lunchbox in the bottom part. It's
Mhm.
just straw from the.
That's her stash.
It's her stash. She's gonna smoke all that straw.
Mm-hmm. She
And
like
she's
she's a plug
she
for the
makes-
entire complex.
makes herself a little rabbit doll, like the one that
Mhm.
she's got back on.
Is it a
ship.
rabbit or is it a one of those Leiku people?
It's some kind of. It's some kind
it's an
of
animal.
some kind of Star Wars animal.
I'm surprised they haven't marketed those things in toy.
I feel like they did when Bad Batch season 1 came out. But it's been a while since any of that kind of thing was.
I'd like to
in
get
that.
a couple figures for Bad Batch. I wonder if they're available still.
I don't know.
I'm going for like the not like the non big franchise like Bad. I think Bad Batch having little Wrecker and Crosshair would be cool.
So when we saw Omega writing the numbers on the wall, it seemed like there was just like a row of them, and then we get after a fade out and some other little footage, we get quite a bit of days scratched off on the wall.
Could be
So
up to a
she's-
year, maybe.
She's been here like, what is this? 5 down, 6 across. You know, that's a lot of time
Mhm.
for her to just be
Yeah,
trapped there doing mundane things, and every time her blood sample's taken, Nalase throws it away. If anybody else is looking at the medical records, they know Omega's there, but yet there's no record of her having a blood test done.
It's true.
So I kind of wonder if that's part of
Yeah, like that's what. Okay. That goes
motivation
back to what I was
later
saying.
on.
With like, is Emery kind of like looking the other way about this because she is the one actually taking those blood samples, and there's
Yeah.
no results coming back. So she's just like, I'm not
Right.
going to dig into this.
It's out of her
Right.
purview, though. She's just the technician. She's not the one running the thing.
She does-
If something was found, they would have said something. So I'm not going to worry about it.
Right. But there's also I'm not sure, is it this scene? Is this the scene?
By the way, there's at least 150 of them because it's 5 rows of 5 each.
I was thinking at least 6 months, maybe half a year. I don't know, a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while.
Should probably pop that out. I'm doing
So
that.
125, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because people, I mean, this is a kind of a decent shot of it. Omega's hair has got kind of long. She's wearing a ponytail now.
I did notice her hair getting longer. I don't know if that's
And-
just a style. Like, you know how they changed a character's style sometimes
Yeah.
in between seasons?
Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
maybe they're just giving her an update, more detail
Yeah.
in the face.
Ezra had short hair for a while, then he got long hair, and then Kanan had long hair and got short hair. Yeah. Yeah. Good riddance to Kanan Jarrus.
He went out
Sorry.
with style. That was a good episode.
He did go out with style. I'll give him that. But yeah. I hope you don't get the Force Ghost of Kanan. So
He looked like if Shaggy
That would
from
piss me
Scooby Doo
off.
became a Jedi. Although
Yeah,
there is a
yeah.
Shaggy from Scooby Doo, right?
but well, that is in the Getty Tartakovsky Clone Wars micro series, which is not considered
Okay.
that Shaggy style Jedi.
Yeah, I think it's like a Shaggy's name backwards or something like that.
Yeah,
I'll look it up. now,
I
while you're doing that.
I don't know. I really don't know. But so yeah, so Nalase,
Shaggy is his
things.
name. Shaggy.
Shaggy, yeah.
That's
So we have Omega finding her doggy with a big old gash in its tail, it looks like. And that's when the clone trooper, not the clone trooper, the droid, it's a droid in there, right? Saying,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
you're not too attached to that. It's gonna be up for
Yeah,
termination.
we're gonna.
It's like,
we're
yeah,
gonna
did
get
you
right.
read the schedule?
That's
It's up
that's
for
the droid that
termination.
gets double tapped. By the way, I thought it was a TK, but I recall now.
No, this is
Crosshair double
uh,
taps him, make sure that he's down later
Yeah,
on.
see, there's the spelling for you.
Batcher's hurt.
Yep.
Bad Batch. It all makes sense.
Yep. Somebody in no, I'm not gonna do it.
I don't use subtitles, even though I should, because you pick up stuff like that. Because I feel like my eye gets drawn down, and I'm not looking at the faces, and I'm not picking up on the non-visual cues. That's just my thing. But on a second watch, I should use subtitles. So I think I'm gonna be doing that.
I usually use subtitles because I live in a flight path for an airport,
Mm-hmm.
so you never know when the thing flying overhead is going to be real loud. I don't know if you guys just heard that, but a plane just flew over.
No, actually, I think your filtering is doing great.
Good.
Mhm.
But yeah, you get some cool stuff like character names and how to spell it, you know. But so Mega's like plans. She's like, I guess she's been bugging Crosshair every day. I would assume because she just kind of goes to him and talks about how they're gonna escape and she's gonna
And
help
he's
her
always
little
breaking
animal
her
friend.
spirit.
Yeah, she's trying to lift his and he's trying to break hers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And yeah, he's telling her, just go. If you find a way out, go. Don't worry about me. I'm not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he thinks he belongs. Yeah, that's right there. This is his attitude.
He's so
And
he's so emo.
he is. But I mean, look at what he does.
So emo.
I know I'm going to probably get flack for this. He's a sniper.
Okay.
He hides and he kills people.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't put himself in danger. He hides and he kills people.
From way in the back. All of his
Way in the back.
brothers are in like the line
Yep.
of fire
Yep.
all the time.
And he's just hiding in a tree.
He's doing trick shots
Hiding
from
behind a
miles
rock.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Doing trick shots. Yeah, great. He's a great shot. He's great at it.
And now that he's
Yeah,
Not
he's
exactly
actually
the most
personally
honorable
involved.
guy on the team.
yeah. So maybe he does. He's 100% right. I know somebody who's family members of snipers, but hey, you can't talk like that. But whatever. That's why I stopped playing games like Battlefront, Call of Duty. Snipers everywhere. So we get another shot of the window. It doesn't look like much more time has passed since the last time we saw the counting of the days.
Are those the scratches?
Yeah, and I know it's kind of hard to see unless you're real zoomed in on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a
That is
thing to zoom
that-
in. So
That is a lot of blood samples to destroy.
that is a lot of blood samples.
I just find it hard to believe that she just kept just chucking them in the trash in the incinerator and nobody was.
Well, yeah, it was
noticing.
incinerated. It was a little flash, little poof.
It's gone.
It's burned. It's gone.
I have to believe that Nalase was putting in a fake like negative. She was like copying a negative result from another. Patient.
I don't
It's
know
like,
because then we get this.
Just use Emery.
We get. Oh, we're searching your room. You're not allowed off the base. You have a dolly. Like they find her doll on this,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and like, what are they really looking for? In my opinion, they're actually looking for those blood samples. I could be wrong, but in my head canon, that's what I got.
The way I was looking at it is like this was like a psychological kind of.
Mhm.
They're just messing with her to make sure she has no like personal space.
Maybe,
But it's like no way she's hiding blood samples. But I don't know.
well, it's
I guess.
if
Who knows?
if Omega doesn't
Maybe.
have them, that means Nala Say is doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is Omega turning him in or not? Like that's like they want to know that. Does Omega know? They want to know what she knows.
From Emery's body language, I feel like this is just a routine ransacking and just to mess your bed up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just
Tossing
prisoner.
the room.
Uh-huh.
Tossing the room
Maybe.
like a proper
Just-
screw.
Yeah, just so you can't be
Yeah.
like you just can't be comfortable. There's no
Yeah.
you're not allowed to be comfortable. Oh, I have no arms.
And I mean that
Right.
as like a
But-
terminology for a correction officer. Like,
Right,
like
but
the
they
tossing.
did. Emery constantly tells Omega though that she's not a prisoner. She's a guest. She's part of the respected staff. Like,
Too distracted by Dan's disappearing arms.
Yeah, sorry.
well, that's what you do when you.
Okay, it's not funny.
Okay.
I don't want to get
We're-
flagged.
We don't
No,
get
but
flagged.
yeah, they're definitely okay. The whole part of the monotony of this episode and doing they're just like messing with her, making sure that she's institutionalized. That's kind of the vibe
It's-
that I was getting from this.
Also that it's
Right.
borrowed time she's on, especially with like them protecting her.
You notice that the blood machine rotating was like a clock. It's like
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just
'Cause it's-
waiting for them to discover her secret.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was interesting. That was a good
yeah.
visual touch they did there.
Right. So a couple minutes later, we got Omega going back in to feed the dogs, and her dog had the wound, and this is when she finds out that the dog is scheduled for termination, and she ain't about to have that because it's Omega.
Mhm.
She rescues things. That's what she does. So she decides to drop a crate on the droid in charge,
Mhm.
which is
Mhm.
nice and droids' lives matter. Oh, sorry.
This one's a jerk, so
I had a Han Solo moment there. Yeah.
this droid was a total jerk, so I'm okay with it.
No, that droid was a total jerk. And then he's down, and then he gets another extra zap.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always fun. And
You can't have him snitching on you.
nope, can't have him snitching. So she goes ahead and was that what she does it now? Sorry, I might have skipped it. Yeah, she does. She alerts of the Lurka Hound. Okay, Lurca.
Oh, not lurker, lurka.
No,
Lurka.
Lurka.
Okay.
Lurka.
Gesundheit.
So, and by releasing the wounded dog into the wilderness, they try to give her now it's going to die for sure.
See, that's part of the psychological
In
thing.
a horrible way, because it's not going to be, it won't be euthanized. It'll be killed by some other monster that'll eat it while it's still alive.
You've made it weaker by helping it.
Yeah.
And, like domestic.
Very imperial.
Is what he's.
Yeah. Because he's Hemlock. And he's.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder if that's going to turn out to be wrong.
Right? It's kind of telegraphing it quite a bit.
Mhm.
And so Omega calls out Hemlock on he can't do anything to her to punish her because Nala Se won't do what he wants. And he's like, yes, but I could punish your friend Crosshair and make you do what I want
This
you
reminds
to
me
do.
of like Bridge Over the River Quair or
Why?
Quai.
Yeah, starring
It's like-
Alec Guinness.
Good point.
Yeah, Alec
Good
Guinness
point.
is in it.
But just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
punishing like just a psychological punishment on the prisoners,
Totally. It's very warfare. But so this is shortly after that exchange, we find out that Emery does have a little bit of a heart because she comes back and gives Omega the doll that was taken by the clone troopers earlier on.
Yeah, I feel like that's like carrot and the stick kind of thing.
So I was gonna say, does she care or is it more manipulation?
Yeah,
It's
I don't know
more
about that character yet.
Yeah,
She hasn't
'cause
like
she
revealed all
could
her
be-
cards yet.
She could be manipulating it.
Guys,
Okay.
Guys.
Yes.
She's the new tech.
You think so?
You're gonna gender swap her?
The
No, I don't think.
goggles.
I don't.
Just
I
'cause
don't
the
think.
goggles is
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
her rolls the goggles.
I could see it. I could see it. I'll allow it.
Let's see how it plays out.
So the first thing the Lurka Hound does is runs to the crashed ship.
Yep.
So that's what that little screenshot I just shared. Is it howling at the moon? And that's the end of the first episode. Which, like I said before, if that's all we got, I would have been pretty disappointed with it.
Understandable. But I kind of knew. I was like, okay, this is just the first part. Of
all
this
we
arc.
got was Omega and Crosshair. We didn't get a whole batch. We got two little teasers.
By the end of this episode, I was wondering like, so what's going on with the other guys?
Right. So
But
the next episode starts with some cool looking armored dude getting interrogated
Mm.
by what was this episode called, Dan? You remember?
Paths
No.
Second
unknown.
episode, Paths Unknown. All
This
right.
threw me off. This whole intro to this episode threw me. I was like, "Whoa, did I switch shows by accident? Like, what's going on?"
I was
Yeah, what
I
is that
actually
going
was
on?
watching last night. I was hanging out in the chat room, a watch party with Sheev over on Vader's Lair, and he
I just think
pointed
it's
out
like,
he's like, remember that episode you said was a throwaway episode, that none of these characters matter.
mhm.
Who do we get? We get this dude who had his horn lopped off.
Yep.
Yes, I didn't pick up on that until what's his name? Wrecker holds out the horn. I was like, oh yeah, it got
Right.
stolen in the previous season, something like that. So
Yep.
that's when it came back to me.
He
But up until that
crossed-
point, I was like, I have no idea what's going
crossed
on here.
Pikes, and
Yes.
yeah,
This is why we need an underworld syndicate show in Star Wars. Man.
Yeah,
I'm so ready
we
for
do.
this.
we
The
do.
Huts
and
versus the Pikes versus everybody else versus Maul's crew. You know,
they
like
said-
Mhm.
they laid some seeds in this on the Han Solo movie.
Mhm.
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Mhm.
You know, I know not a lot of people agree with this, but make Solo 2 happen.
Mhm.
and Lando.
That would have been the
show.
greatest. That would have been the greatest thing. Hopefully, I know we're going to go on some random tangent right now.
Mhm.
Donald Glover and his brother are working on the script for the Lando now movie. Is what their the rumblings are. It's not
I'll
going to be
take a
show
movie.
anymore,
I'll take a show.
and they're
Whatever.
gonna make it a movie. But apparently, oh my god, why am I forgetting his first name?
There's been no word about it. That's my only thing. It's like,
Donald Glover,
yes.
right? Is that his name? Wants like total control over it
Uh-huh.
because he wants to have his like one person's vision instead of like a committee's vision for a
Mhm.
show, because that's like Andor worked because it was one person's vision for the show. Last season of The Mandalorian had some moments that were kind of big
Committee.
WTF moments. Because why? Because it's multiple people's vision at this point. You know, it's
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
it's not as streamlined as season 1 of The Mandalorian was.
Yeah.
And it was just John and Dave. A partnership, cool. A committee, you
Lots
know,
of people pulling for what they want.
lots of people
Yeah,
pulling for what they
it's-
want,
It does make it challenging, that's for sure.
you know.
I just want to say
There's
that
only
it's
one
pretty
person
funny.
it's a committee by herself, and that's Leia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny that we introduced this guy, like pretty decent character design mostly. Nice helmet. Then drop him into a pit.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
Well, he looked like it was sort of some kind of like some kind of syndicate armor.
right.
I mean, that's like it's, you know. And then yeah,
He's got horns. He's got
They
the
just-
horns that they all do.
they just dropped off. So but yeah, so when Wrecker and oh god, what's Rambo's name again? Hunter.
Aspens.
When Wrecker and Hunter come in with this dude from the Pike Syndicate that chopped off the dude's horn, you know, what was that? You know, they're on that same laser floor thing, and
Mm-hmm.
this whoever I forgot the name of this character already. Whoever she is, she could just drop him whenever she wants,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But they did hook up the dude with his horn, so they have that ally now, who was sort of an enemy ish. I mean, they took the job from him, so apparently they're on some good terms at some point. So I guess, all's fair in love and war.
Mhm.
So the reason that they took that job though was to get information on Hemlock and
Yes.
where Hemlock's base was located. So they're given directions or coordinates, whatever you want to say, it's for Star Wars space travel, um, to a base on another planet.
Research
Uh,
base.
a
Did you
research
think it was?
facility.
Did you think it was the right planet initially?
No.
When
It
they,
did look different. Looking back, it did look different. But I thought, oh, they went straight there. Like he didn't even wait for backup.
right,
But it did look jungly, more jungly. This looks more like foresty, Mount
Mhm.
Tantus.
right,
It almost looks like Dagobah, kind of
it kind of does.
green tint. It just every planet has a
There's
tint,
too
like a
There's
filter.
too green.
Yeah, for some reason, until they ran into those natives, not natives.
Yeah,
but,
no, I thought,
the other planet was pretty green too, though. The one that,
yeah,
that they were delivering
I
to.
first thought that they were on Tantus until they ran into, uh, this, and then I
yeah,
thought, wait,
Mhm.
are they on Andor's planet?
right,
Yeah.
kind of, huh? Yeah,
Like
I
where
remember
that
that.
where that where that strip mining operation was? But,
Mhm.
Kind
but
of
then I was
same
like, but
idea.
then I was like, wait, no,
Good point.
that's roots. That's like I've been playing a lot of Skyrim lately. That looks like it's covered in creep cluster, you know?
Mhm.
Great cluster.
And it kind of is.
Yes. Yeah, because what is, well,
I
we'll
can't
get
remember
to
what
it,
they
I
call it, the
guess.
creep vine or something.
Yeah, creep vines. So we got, Hunter and Wrecker in their repainted armor starting to look pretty dang dingy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no more updates for that armor. It's getting
No,
used up.
this is it. This armor is,
End of life.
if
Getting a little
anything,
raggedy.
it'll turn. Yeah. So right here, we're gonna see some children get murdered. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Lord of the Flies.
yeah,
It gives Lord of the Flies. That's what the kids
Mhm.
it
say.
does. It does. But it's kind of strange though, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit to the end of the
Mhm.
episode. What I'm gonna say is, it seems like there's just three of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no, like, at the end of season 1, we see the clones, because these a couple more minutes, these two kids are going to be revealed to be clones that were
Mhm.
taken from Camino. I'm assuming right before they blew the place up, because they were evacuating
Yes.
all the
As like lab
resources.
rats. But they
Yeah.
kind of explain that right before the Empire bailed out of this base, that they escaped. They didn't want to go to the next research facility
Yeah, they knew
Okay.
with
something
the
was
rest of
up.
them. Yeah.
Wait,
So they
Right.
said,
everybody bailed
yeah,
out.
yeah. So they left. They escaped right before and were left behind, stranded
Okay.
on this planet. So there's other youngsters, I'm sure. But you know what? There's as time goes on, there's just less and less clones.
Mhm.
No, I mean
They're all
that's
getting dead.
that's that's biology.
They're oops, I shouldn't say that on YouTube. They're unalived. That's what everyone says.
Unalived.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Uh-huh.
like this.
We're
We
not
got
going into the
37
algorithm.
subscribers that barely ever watch the show because I stopped making these videos about the toys.
The algorithm.
The algorithm's gonna put us on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
For
Yeah,
And then
saying
yeah, we're
unalive.
not.
they'll send a bill to your house.
Yeah, we're good. We're not
Yeah.
making money off this. Um,
You're holding
but
out on
yeah,
us.
I mean, so we get.
Tune into
we
my
get-
Dune channel where I discuss the Butlerian Crusade.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Wink, wink.
He said, "But."
So we're down
You
to.
can't say the J word without them.
Oh, that's another. Yeah, that's another word.
Yeah.
The mass unalived
Mhm.
process.
Oh. Yep. So we
Okay.
got.
I like their
Their
voices are
armor-
not quite the same. Oh, go
Their
ahead.
armor their armor, like the camouflage,
From
works
voice
great on this planet, though.
213-361.
Whoa, who's giving out phone numbers?
Will I still be able to check in after that?
That just went live. Phone number, whoever's phone number that is. I got no way to fix that. I guess I could go back later and stop it.
You can go bleeping out.
But yeah,
It's like take a
I
time.
I didn't get my mouse over the mute you button quick enough there. Of course, I didn't even know which one of you two guys' noise that was. Anyway, so they're talking about going into that base to find out where the Empire has relocated to, and the kids tell the Wrecker and Hunter that they need it needs power. So they head on back to their ship to get power, and on the way they're told, or what, did this happen before they got to the first camp about the vines? Don't touch anything. And of course Wrecker has to touch something because it's Wrecker.
Mm-hmm.
Wrecker wrecks stuff.
Yeah, he's not subtle.
He is not subtle. He's full in a China shop.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you can't blast it or blow it up, he's pretty much out of his element.
He's useless unless you need something big and heavy moved,
Mm-hmm.
which he ends up doing in this. I don't know any other Star Wars character that can wear a power droid as a backpack, but Wrecker seems to have that capacity.
No problem.
But so they finally. I'm just going to kind of speed this up because we've already been going for an hour. They grab the power droid, Gonki, the other
I thought that was
uncounted member.
hilarious. I figured he was going to get a little power generator like Luke had in the X-Wing.
Oh yeah,
no, just bring a whole Gonk droid on your back.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, no problem.
If Wrecker can pick it up, might as well. So they take Gonki over to the thing and they sneak through. But while they're doing the sneaking through, the other two kids decide, let's go steal their ship. Just in case they don't come back. We're gonna get the heck out of here. It seemed like they were gonna do it preemptively. But luckily, they after fighting with
they're regs after all.
The three kids are regs, and they're kids too. They're not. They haven't even got all of their training yet.
So what I think of is like Crosshair is like the most like super overprogrammed of the Bad Batch, where his like programming is like, yeah, you should leave me, and it's the same way with regs though, like we should screw these people over because they're not really like, you know what I mean? They're not one of us.
Right.
And yeah, it did seem like they were teetering on that verge of like, are we going to ditch them? It might be our only chance to get off the planet.
And then there's what the heck? While they're on their way to the thing, they encounter these freaking things. I mean, what even is this?
Oh, this is the horror stuff it's just pieces of the vine, right? They get chopped off. Is
Just
that
the slither vine little?
Yeah, the slither vine spory things. It's crazy.
Very alien. Like immediately, I was like, yes. Like even the sounds and the
like
skittering.
Xenomorph alien. You're talking about
Xenomorph alien. Exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking
Very
about.
plant-like though. It reminded me of, is it New Vegas that has the one that vault that's completely overgrown with?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah. That one's creepy.
Or was it Fallout 3? It's one of those two.
What I like about this, it's not always like aliens in Star Wars are always like just like you got the hammerhead or the prune face and whatever, like humanoid. Then there's also like aliens that are not anything like humanoids, and I like seeing those too. They get a chance to shine.
So there's also when they go to the console to get the data before they even hook up Gonki, they cross that watery muck that
Mhm.
all the slither vines seem to be coming from, and they wake up like the mother of all slither vines. That's like
Mhm.
a slither vine or a like swamp thing crossed with a sarlacc swamp.
I got Sarlacc from this big time.
Yeah, it's like a swamp sarlacc. Like the sarlacc on
Mhm.
Tatooine's the desert breed one. This one is this is
I also
this
thought
is
of
what
the
they have in
crummy
the
thing in
jungle.
the trash compactor.
Yeah, Dianoga. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
I was trying to I was
Mhm. If a
yeah.
Sarlacc and a Dianoga ate
Yeah.
some chlorophyll and had a baby
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Exactly.
on
So,
Dagobah,
I was making fun of that.
I like these characters. We're probably never going to see them again, but I like
These
these
three
young
these three
clones.
kids. Well, see,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Like, I mean, we're close enough to the end of the episode anyway, so I'm just gonna. So, the two kids that I thought were gonna bail with their ship actually
Mhm.
come and rescue them from this thing.
I had a feeling because
And
one of them was having second thoughts. I have a feeling that we're going to leave them behind, but I do
yeah,
like the moral quandary that they
yeah,
had. They were like, should we just leave because they're going to die anyway?
yeah.
I
Like
feel like
no,
they proved their
they,
mettle in this episode. They should be
they
training these dudes.
so
Like they
that's
got their next generation of team.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, to rebuild the
That
team.
They're child soldiers.
oh, is that what I hope not.
No,
Omega and the
they're
three
not
guys,
gonna do that. Totally,
they're
the
gonna do
team's
like
done.
it's like Young Avengers but Star Wars style.
No, no, it's just like uh
Get
the
them.
other brothers, they call them brothers, like need help, like going around the galaxy saving other clones. Like you can train these guys to help you do
Yeah,
that.
look at the mouth on this thing. That is very Sarlacc bit.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is.
Very Sarlacc bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a universal
And then,
truth to having
and
teeth
then
in
we
a
get
circle.
and then we get pretty much the same kind of deal as we got in the Book of Boba Fett with the monster is reaching up and it's grabbing. I'm trying to find a good. Here we go. It's kind of like the Sarlacc grabbing at um, Boba Fett's starship fire spray. Like I can't call it its real name, but
Mm-hmm.
it's YouTube rules, right? Can't say the
Mhm.
S word. Um, number one. Um, it's pulling it in. They throw a one thermal detonator in its mouth and doesn't do nothing. So they yell to the kids to dump the whole explosives box. I mean, that's
I
they
know.
really need
I
to
mean,
dump the
you're about
whole
to lose. You're about to lose
explosives
your ship. Screw it. Just throw everything in the kitchen
Yeah, I
sink
mean,
down there.
full payload. I mean, that's. I mean, I'm
They'll get
sure.
more. They'll get more thermal
Yeah,
detonators.
I
No
guess
big deal.
they're into the weapons trade.
Mhm.
They wouldn't have
Uh,
been able to survive this long
if
without
they needed to
being.
throw one of the engines in there, I mean, it's worth it to save the rest of the ship.
I was kind of surprised, like I
Feed
don't
it
know.
Wrecker. Let it
Shrieks.
full.
I thought Wrecker and Gonki were gonna go. Like,
No,
cause
not like that.
there was
Not
the
in a
whole
slug mouth.
oops. Um, there's so much uh so much story about Wrecker being afraid of heights,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole getting into the ship, like he didn't seem like he was having any issues like climbing from the bottom. Like when they started running away from this thing, like he's climbing up the walls pretty
He's
commando-y,
strong AF, man.
and then
Maybe
his
Gonk droids
eyes,
are a lot
his
very
eye, no,
hollow.
I'm talking about Wrecker, not Gonki. Gonki's
Mm-hmm.
on Wrecker's back.
Uh-huh. No, I mean Wrecker is maybe Gonk is not as heavy as we think. Even though I mean he's heavy, but not as heavy.
No, I just mean like, how is Wrecker not?
Where was
Afraid.
this? Where was this fear of
Where was
heights?
his phobia?
Monster
Phobia.
monster trumps
Also, he
heights.
wanted to blow things up.
Don't say
too.
the T word. That's not an allowed word on this channel either.
Really?
My channel.
He wanted to blow some. He wanted to blow
Creature?
some stuff
How
up,
about
though.
creature?
I think
What was the T word
I think
again?
you missed what word I was talking about.
Which
Um,
which word can I not say?
yeah. So they decide to bring these three kids to the planet that they were staying on, the island tropical paradise, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of wondering, does the people on that planet, do they know what happened to Tech? Because Wanda Sykes' character, I can't remember her name, was totally into Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And they went on a mission and he didn't come back.
Yeah, there's no closure on that point. Good mention.
You know,
I think
like,
we're gonna see that island place. I forgot what
so
it's called. I think we're gonna see it again at some point.
yeah, no, we'll be seeing it next episode. I could almost guarantee it. Not next episode is episode 3, but next week's episode. Episode
Is
4.
it
I
is it
think
their
will
home base
be,
still? I kind of forget.
yeah, yeah,
It's still their home base.
because I
Okay.
know I saw I can't remember the character's name, the one that Wanda Sykes voices. I saw her in the trailer. So they are going to go back to that planet at some point. And I took what happened with the 3 little clone kids,
No,
that they were going
for sure.
they were going to the thing.
I do hope we see them again, and I hope they have some role to play. I part of the reason I like this series is because the interconnectivity of everything.
Yeah.
Like they bring things back, and even small things end up having an important effect. So I really hope that they don't just disappear, because that's a very like 70s 80s cartoon thing where just like characters are there one episode and they're gone and never mentioned again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see them. They should be trained up maybe for security for that island, at least
Maybe.
to help those people out.
Maybe
They're trained soldiers. The guy's a pilot. He's like, I was first in my class. Come on, like they were strong enough to escape this facility, so they are, kind of the elite kids.
Because I mean, who's even in the batch? I mean, Echo's gone now too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's
Remember
not
he went with the other
Badger.
like troopers.
Yeah.
We went to that one planet with the troopers. Oh no, was he in the rebellion?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
in the
helping.
He's actually in the
Rex,
rebellion.
right?
Yeah, he's
He's
straight
in
up
there.
in the rebellion.
Damn, that'd be crazy if in the future we see shows and then we're gonna see clones, in the rebellion. That'd be cool.
Right.
Even if they're like background bit players, they're like, hey, look at that guy standing right there, standing guard. That's a clone. That's not
There
a regular.
was that fan theory that Rex was one of the guys in the Battle of Endor. So
yeah, kind of like that, like during
Right.
Kenobi, when you see the panhandling
Yeah.
clone. That was chef's
that's
kiss.
perfect.
Like yes,
Perfect.
you should be seeing these guys.
We need
round.
we need more stuff set in that era.
Mhm. I'd even like to see their armor. I think we did in this show, like armor on a shelf or something, or like clone armor.
It can't be easy getting a job, especially when he was like remember Hunter was like, just go do anything but being a soldier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be
So-
soldiers.
Episode 3.
Soldiers.
Yes, episode 3.
Episode 3. We start out back at Tantus, and they're getting ready for a visitor.
Special
And-
guest.
Special guest.
Yeah.
And
I didn't figure it out until I saw the
until
troops
he actually
assembled.
saw him.
No, when you see the entire base lined up, I was like, oh, this is the man.
Yeah,
This is the man.
because it's a
This
super
ain't-
secret.
So
Only
it's
the
not
top.
going to be his
top-
prime
no.
minister dude with the horns.
Yeah,
No.
no, not even for him.
No.
With every single
Masameda,
stormtrooper in the
no.
base,
Mm-hmm.
they'd be
Yeah, no,
throwing.
Masameda doesn't know
tomatoes at
about
him.
this. But yeah, so while they're getting ready, they're shuffling people's duties around. So they've assigned Emery to do the blood tests instead of Nalase.
Yes.
And Omega's has already been taken for the day, so Emery has it instead of Nalase. So it has come to the time where Omega has to GTFO.
Yeah, she gets the nod, like, time to
So
get out of here.
yeah, so when they they're in the lab, Omega's watching her blood sample go around the wheel. And she knows she's got about that much time till so she's gonna be out of there. So she oh wait, yeah, Nalisate says told Omega, take my data pad and get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go now.
Omega does exactly that. So she has
It's interesting that her data pad had enough access to.
Well, Nalisate's top clearance.
Yeah, but she's also a prisoner too. But maybe she's over the months she's been adding little extra features and hacking her beta pad for this purpose, express
Well, I mean,
purpose.
she's able to delete, command delete.
Yep.
She probably designed
So-
that machine, right? Like she's
Yeah.
like a top cloning scientist using that equipment. So
Everything, all the efficient machines are Camino in design.
Mhm.
I totally buy that. Yes.
and yeah, so Omega has to leave her sister, so she goes to get Crosshair. But in the meantime, we get this nice, I don't want to show too much, this nice troop formation
Mhm.
welcoming
Empire loves a parade.
welcoming Big Papa Palps.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. As soon as they were all lined up, I'm like, oh, it's the Emperor. And then
Yeah.
the door opened and you see the Imperial Guard. You're like, yeah, that's
Yep.
him.
And Ian McDiarmid did do the voice
Yes.
of Palpatine
Yeah.
in this episode, so that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I love it. It's like Anthony Daniels always doing 3PO. Like you're getting Ian McDermott like doing the Emperor all the time. Like, he didn't do it all the time in the Clone Wars, but
Yeah, he's
he's
way
becoming
more
more
into it
often.
now.
yes, I love that.
Like I saw like him like living it up at like one of the most recent conventions.
Oh yeah, the last year Star Wars
Yeah.
celebration. Yeah, he was
good.
he was loving it.
Good.
Yeah.
So they bring Palpatine and his guards into check out Project or what do they call it?
I'm not
Project
sure.
Necromancer.
Yes. Have we heard that name before?
I don't know who's talking right now.
Oh, have we heard have we heard that name before? Sorry, I was trying to turn it
Project
off.
Necromancer. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if that was one of the because there
Why does
was
it sound
that scene in
familiar?
Andor where
Oh, yeah,
where
where they get a bunch of,
Cassian's
like-
going through all the data drives, reading off the different names. I don't know if that's one of them. It sounds familiar, but I don't know for
Pax
sure.
Omega.
So
That was one of them from what's it called? The prequel to A New Hope.
yeah, Rogue One
Rogue One.
Rogue
Sorry.
with Cassian Andor. Yeah. So we get Omega gets Crosshair to distract a guard, and then unlocks his cage. And unlocks like his cage. Sounds bad. Unlocks the cell that Crosshair's in, and
Mhm.
Crosshair's able to just grab the guard and disarm him. And was this where one of the double taps was? I don't know.
I believe it might be, yeah.
Oh,
It's where she's improvising.
I guess I didn't notice it. Let me see if I could. So yeah, so he does the whole, almost like he's using the Force. You know,
Mhm.
like I'll let it run just for a sec here,
He's gonna mind trick him.
right? Oh, darn it! I didn't skip to where I wanted it to. There is, yeah, he's telling the guard what he's doing, but what I'm trying to get is the blaster that the guard has is set for stun.
Yep, it fires off stuns.
Yeah, that made sense. I noticed that for a prison complex, you're generally not trying to kill the prisoners.
Look at that. There we go.
Get in
I
trouble.
finally got the
Paperwork and
shot
stuff.
I wanted. It's definitely a stun shot.
Mhm.
It's got that nice big blue circle,
Stun circle of shame.
right?
I like how they made a point of like, hey, this clone is trying to say he outranks me and dumb
Yep.
TKs.
Mhm.
And the other one doesn't even walk over until he hears that. Then he's like, oh, we're going to beat down this clone.
Right.
Stormtroopers are dumb. They're not good.
They are.
So
They're not
they
good at
are.
their
I
jobs.
mean, they're bucket
And these are
heads,
first gen too, so they're like no experience.
They're extra dumb.
extra. So we get this is a great one. This robot, Omega just does not like that robot.
Nope.
I
Another one of those
love how much
robots.
punishment this
Shots-
robot gets. This, yeah,
The
she
shots
blasts him,
were red. She blasts him, and then Crosshair blasts him.
blasts him just for good riddance. Make sure he doesn't go to the repair shop this time.
Right? It's done.
Oh, he's
It's
too
done.
damaged. We're gonna throw him away and not repair him. He deserves that for trying to get rid of the
Mhm. That'd
But
be
then
nice.
nurture.
we get Emery shows up while they're in the
Yeah, this part.
pen.
She says nobody has to know about this, so she's willing to cover for her.
Right.
So she has some allegiance, some split allegiances there, or maybe she has her own plans. Maybe she's planning to steal Project Necromancer. I don't know. Just odd behavior from this character.
It is odd behavior.
Mhm.
Is that sorry, I'm like trying to get another
Struggling through.
I don't
We got to
know.
hear the klaxon, the Imperial prisoner escape klaxon.
Oh yeah, I
That
love
was
that
good. That was
sound.
good.
Mhm.
I could have it as my fire alarm. I would.
Man, I didn't get it again.
You could just tell us.
There is
Mhm.
so Omega's got her dead to rights with the blaster, right? Not Omega,
Yes.
Crosshair.
Uh-huh.
Right before he takes his shot, they actually
Uh-huh.
show him switch the fire setting from red blaster to
Uh-huh.
stun.
Got it.
And he-
Maybe because
And because
she gave him a chance. I don't know
yeah,
why he would do that.
he's like,
Mhm.
look, we're leaving. You want to stop us, but we're not going to kill you. You might get in trouble, but we're not going to kill you. But I thought it was pretty cool that they actually
There's
showed
only so
him
many
change the
of them.
setting. They
Mhm.
took that detail.
You see his finger hit the button
Yeah.
and it beeps.
So yeah, so while all this craziness is going on, Palpatine's still touring the building and has no idea that it's happening, and promising Hemlock good things while not giving a timeline. Because he's not going to give him any of these things he's promising. He just wants the guy to do the work.
Mhm.
And they leave. At the same time, oh yeah, I forgot it. I forgot at that point. Before Emery stops Omega and Crosshair, she discovers that Omega's got the M
That's
count
right.
compatibility things.
Yeah, the
So
machine pings.
so back to season 1, everybody was like, is Omega gonna be force sensitive? And everybody thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. Now it's happening, maybe.
Mhm. And we don't even know the relationships
we
fully
don't.
between M count and because she's not showing any abilities, but she has
Right.
the potential, I
Well,
guess.
she does. She did have all that intuition. Like, remember that episode
True.
where she was killing everybody at what's that?
She's
Chess
empathic.
game? Yeah,
Mhm.
she's like planning wise, she's a genius.
Yeah, she was coming up with plans where Hunter was like, "Yeah, good idea."
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like,
Plus,
Okay,
she's
yeah.
already. Plus, Tech had her memorize all of
It's true.
the Bad Batch's plan, their plan book. So
Mhm.
As a clone, she should be able to do that. Like they're good at plans and tactics, and I don't know.
but
But
she's shown
yeah,
she's shown an aptitude for pretty much everything.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I wasn't one of the ones who was against her having an ability.
I'm glad that if they're really going to make her some kind of force powered thing, that they've waited till season 3 to do it.
On the last
Because
season.
because it also like gives the whole like, if it's not nurtured, it's not recognized kind of
Right.
deal. Because there was that weird, not weird. There was that one scene in season 2 where, what's the little Wookiee Jedi
Mhm.
kind of teaches her how to meditate,
Mm-hmm.
and do the thing with the worship tree.
That's true. I might have to go back and review the previous seasons because I forgot a lot about that stuff. Yeah.
I actually watched all of season 2 leading up to the release of season 3.
You're prepared.
I binged it yesterday.
It helps as a host, to be fresh.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a good point. Maybe to kill the time in between, because we're getting a week between a 30-minute episode. Maybe I'll
Right.
watch some old ones.
So Omega and Crosshair running through the woods, and we
Mhm.
know that there's something in the woods that took out that little platoon of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make their way. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. So they didn't know which way to go. They saw Palpatine's ship fly off, and they said, "Okay, let's just go in the flight route because that makes sense."
That was a good
That-
plan by Crosshair. Good observation.
I'm glad that they didn't just send them out there and they just randomly happened to find it.
Or maybe she uses the Force to find it. No. No, this is a much more logical explanation. I dig it.
It's logical and deliberate, and it makes it plausible, so people aren't going, "Whoa, Mary Sue, Mary Sue."
They'll say she's a Mary Sue no matter what by the end of the season.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
because she's a girl.
Give it time. So there was that creature that took out the platoon of stormtroopers that crashed in the ship, and I'm assuming it was something like this thing.
Yep.
A Dryax.
Is that what it's called? Damn, what a name.
That's what it says. Dryax.
Any relation to the Gorax? No,
Probably
that's not canon.
Maybe they just put axe at the end of things that are apex predators.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like some kind of scientific, I don't know,
A wizard did
suffix.
it.
Some
buy it.
kind of scientific suffix. It means its genus or something. I don't know.
You said genius.
But they make it back to the crashed ship that we saw in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, they didn't know about the sorry, I jumped the gun on that.
They didn't know about the what?
They didn't know about the blood yet. Emery
When does
didn't
that
know
happen?
about the blood yet.
Not until they're
happened-
flying.
No, she
That
did,
happened-
and she did find it, and she tried to tell Carr, and he was like, "Nah, forget it. Go back inside." And I was like, "There's something I have to
right.
tell you," and he like dismisses her,
Right.
and then he
right.
finds out when she's like flying away. But yeah, Emery already knew and got shut down.
No. Because this is when she finds out right here. The 3 minute mark is when boom,
Mm-hmm.
The clock finally.
the clock
Yeah, and
hits,
it turns yellow. That's the first time we've ever seen a sample
and
turn
we
yellow.
see Omega's readout there on the left. But she knew something was up with Omega because that she was all of a sudden
Right.
running the day that her blood's going to get tested for sure. Because I kind of feel like that whole moving of Nalase, the not letting Omega do the blood tests and having Emery do it instead, like that was all because this one hasn't been done. Figure out why this one hasn't been done. Make sure this one is done. Now it's done.
Maybe there was suspicions,
Yeah, no,
Kind of
I'm like I kept saying that the how many blood samples were taken and lost, it seemed like that was a daily thing. It wasn't even
Mhm. I have a feeling she was putting fake tests in there, but yeah, they were just trying to figure out what was going on.
yeah,
I don't think they fully trusted Nalase.
because all all the male clones are going to have the same exact readout. From what we've seen, there is only one other female,
Emery.
and so Nalase would have, if she's going to fib on Omega's test results, she would use the other female's test results. So why they would be the same? And if Emery's, she's like, well, why is this look exactly the same as mine? When there's something special about Emery or something, I don't know. But they finally get on the ship. They start trying to they do a little power surge to try to get it started, and it doesn't work out. But so they get spotted. And yeah, okay, this is what they were testing for. Oops, pushed the wrong button. Hold on. The clone sample supported a positive M count transfer.
Meaning the clone had more than the original?
I guess.
They were dropping blood into the other blood. They were dropping the Emperor's blood into the other blood, and it was the midichlorians were, taking.
Okay.
And then this one, they actually took like the they added blood. They added M count, and it
and it didn't
either they didn't die or they got more than they were expecting. Either way, it's a good thing for the Emperor. Oh, speaking of which, when the Emperor goes down to check out they mentioned the other projects, right? They mentioned the other side projects, like the Zillo Beast type of stuff and the armor. But they opened the cloning vats. What do you think were inside they don't show them? Do you think it was clones of Palpatine in there, or Snoke's, or something like that?
Probably.
I wanted to see.
It might have just been more clones of clones that they're trying to infuse the midichlorians into.
So just regular clones, because in Mandalorian they always show like mutated guys, like
right. But
I wanted to see.
I mean, it could be other mutated guys. I mean, it could all be Palpatine-ish.
It was just easier for them not to show anything, but I thought we were going to see some Snoke clones or something.
No, not yet. I think it's too early for Snoke.
There was no Snoke,
because you also got to take this into consideration. Rey Skywalker is Palpatine's granddaughter. So there's going to be
a whole generation.
There's going to be I don't know if it's a son, like a normal bred
biological son
child, or if it's a lab child, like
who took that bullet?
Boba is not Jango's son, but he's treated as his son by Jango, right? So maybe is Palpatine's offspring a clone of Palpatine, or is it actually the child of Palpatine?
We may find out in the next few years.
We'll find out
when they do.
It's going to turn out that Omega is Rey's mommy. No.
I mean, dang, that'd be crazy.
No, I really hope not.
I kind of like the trope of this show where they're like, okay, plan 72. And like everybody knows what it is, and the audience has to figure out
run the plan.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. It's easy for the writers, because whatever they want, there's a plan.
You don't have to explain the plan to the character.
Give a number and then you do the thing.
Yeah. Do a number and do the thing, and then
I totally thought they were going to be able to send a message and be recaptured. This is kind of where I thought it was going to happen.
I half expected that too, but I do like the little switcheroo.
Yeah, and I like that they keep you guessing.
Come on our ship, and we're going to jack yours. It's very. I feel like I've done it in like several video games.
Oh, I have. I've done it. I'm not my proudest thing in Star Citizen, but I've definitely stolen that ship before.
I mean, that's piracy, right?
You got it. Yeah, it's
part of the
piracy.
gameplay.
It's I feel like I was gonna say I feel like I did it in a freaking Assassin's Creed 4 or something,
Hmm.
or maybe was it? I don't know.
Yeah,
So they-
the pirate one.
They
Yeah.
send the V wings. They send the V wings up against these.
Yeah, so they send the V wings after the shuttle.
And
that
they
they're-
save
that
the
they're shipping
lurker
in.
or the lurcher.
Yes, the
I kind of
The
thought he
lurker.
was going to be sacrificed. To be
Lurker.
honest, I thought,
yeah.
okay,
So
he's
now
gonna,
they have a pet. So now it's
Yeah.
Crosshair, Omega, and a pet dog.
and three
um,
young clones.
3 young clones, Wrecker and Hunter, and I'm assuming they're
Yeah,
all
positive.
headed towards
The island
the
planet.
same planet.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Hunter and Wrecker are gonna leave to go find Omega at Mount Tantus.
And then,
And
like,
right after they leave, Omega and Crosshair show up
I mean,
At the other place?
on
It would be
Pablo or whatever
tragic.
the place is
it
called.
would be tragic and good writing if they did, but I kind of hope we get a little reunion before the end of the season. You know,
I would like the reunion. I mean,
dude, they should all.
there was a shot in the trailer that showed someone wearing Crosshair's armor on
Oh.
a ship with Hunter. So I'm
Wow.
guessing that clip is going to come in the next episode, and we'll end
let's
up
hope
actually
so.
seeing everything from the trailer
In these 4 episodes,
and
in
that's
the
it.
within the first 4 episodes.
dude, they should just get
maybe 5.
all
maybe
their resources together and just go after Sid, man.
They should
Just
They
tell
should.
those young clones, okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get revenge on this bee. And they were like, we don't even know who that is. Like, don't worry about it.
That's not important. We gotta
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this. It's important.
Good soldiers
for
follow
everyone.
orders, okay? And
No, no.
our first order of business is to go take her.
This person screwed over your brothers. That's enough.
She sold us out.
Mhm.
That's all they need to know.
None of this happens.
Yeah.
Tech
That'd
would
be
still
great.
be here.
Oh, just one minor detail: the part where Hunter says the kids are asking about the ship, and he's like, "This ship saw action during the war and a little bit after." I just like that
Yeah.
Hmm.
because you're mentioning an inanimate object in a show, and that's been around during this key time of history, and like he just mentioned it. Yeah, this is it Clone War era vehicle, and a little bit after too. I thought that was cool mention. Just they didn't have to say it. You could have just said "cool ship" and left it at that. But
Right.
you just mentioned that little detail. I like that attention to detail in the show. So good for the writers.
Yeah. No, it's definitely the writing on this first couple episodes was definitely really good. And yeah, I really like, I don't know. I kind of feel like this was one long episode as opposed to 2 standalones, but I guess you could, if we didn't watch episode 2 and just got episodes 1 and 3, that seems like a good 2-part episode. But it's kind of nice that they had the batch episode, the Hunter Wrecker episode,
what the other guys are up to.
between,
Mm-hmm.
because you know what? Just to finish off this episode, while they're trying to escape, the Hemlock orders the TIE fighters to pull off, or the V-wings to pull off, because they need
Let
the
'em go.
people on it alive. They need Omega at least alive, so they let him go. So that's
I was
gonna
kind of
be
surprised, not surprised by that. I was like,
the-
oh, he's actually just going to let him go.
the whole deal of this next season is going to be Hemlock trying to recapture Omega,
Yep. The chase.
which is going to be, we've already seen in the trailer, Fennec Shand, Cat
Oh.
Bane. I'm hoping that we get a Omega Boba Fett meetup, because she's got to meet her other brother, right?
Yeah, I would like to see what that interaction's like. It'd be funny if he just totally rejects her. Like, I don't want anything to do with you.
I don't
I
know.
don't
I don't know
care
if you guys. I'm sure you guys know this, but people
I'll be right back.
not watching this might sure. The Bad Batch was originally like the storyboards for like at least first season were done. They were supposed to be part of the Clone Wars. before Disney canceled it. Before we got, the final season stuff on Netflix.
Okay.
I'm wondering that if we get at the end of this season, I don't know if it's too soon for it to happen, the Cad Bane Boba Fett shootout that dents Boba Fett's helmet.
Okay. Yeah, that never aired, right?
Because
I saw the raw
right.
CGI of that.
There's that raw CGI of it. But like if they decided to make that like happen at the end of this season, like have Boba is defending Omega from Cad Bane is the reason for the shootout. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, because you don't see the context of that scene, right? It just happens.
No, it's just been an animatic. And if they could finish
Mhm.
off this last little tangent of Star, like this is another thing that's been on some of the Star Wars sites this last week, was the last little bits of Star Wars that was actually discussed with George before he sold the franchise to Disney. Like that little bit. Oh, you're back, Jim. Sorry.
No problem.
Did you hear
Sorry.
anything I was saying?
A little bit.
Okay.
From
sorry.
voice 213.
There it is again.
Yeah,
From voice.
Caught that one.
It'd be cool if they used that last bit of Clone Wars animation
the Clone
stuff.
Wars stuff that they had the
Yeah.
animatics. Yeah.
Yeah, to have the Boba Fett Cad Bane thing somehow finish off this series,
Mhm.
and then we get the real full closure of the Clone Wars.
Mhm.
Because they're bringing Ventress in, which they wanted to do in season 7, and that wasn't the shortened one that we did get on Disney Plus. So
Mhm.
hopefully it'll all come together like poetry. Yeah.
It rhymes.
Yeah.
Totally.
So,
I have high hopes for this season. They're
Yeah.
started off to a great
Mhm.
start.
And then-
Good
so we get-
writing.
so we get next week is just a single episode, right? When's the next
Mhm.
Yeah.
double episode? Is that
I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I imagine we're going to get a couple one-offs, a couple single episodes.
yeah? There's a
before
couple
it's-
one-offs, and then there's oh yeah, that's what I was gonna check.
the calendar.
No, I wanted to check.
Let's see if I
Um,
can find it. That's season 3 calendar. Let's see. I don't think I have it. Release dates. No, not that I can find easily. Season 3 episode release. Well, we can bring it up on the next episode, and I'll try to.
Yeah,
find it.
what it was a just kind of a discussion last night, and I never got an answer to it. Was who is the voice actor for the clone kids
Mhm.
in episode 2?
Yeah, because it wasn't. It sounded different.
It wasn't D Bradley Baker. It was somebody else.
Well, I have a feeling they're going to be back, so I have
Mhm.
a feeling that we're going to get some other.
They're not just gonna write him off screen.
Yeah, they can't
Right.
do that. They
Not
should be
yet.
training. I'm telling you, they should be training those dudes up.
Mm-hmm.
Episode guide. Yeah. No.
They should. But yeah, but we've been doing this for almost 2 hours.
Well, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, you got it?
Episode 4, February 28th.
Okay.
Episode 5, March 6th. Episode 6, March 13th, and episode 6 and 7, March 13th. So
Okay.
we're getting 2 episodes on March 13th. Let's just
Okay.
stop it there.
So we have a
And
little bit of time.
Yeah, let me save
for the
that,
next double episode.
and then we'll be able to talk more
And
about it
yeah.
in the next
So
episode.
yeah, there's also some other video game stuff that I've heard.
And I'll show my Balin skull and the chick.
Oh, you got some toys next time? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show them off next
Bring
time.
your toys on next time.
They're in the closet right now. I
Let's
didn't
see the
want to grab
loot.
them.
Let's see the loot.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I'm gonna look for
back to the
I'm
roots of
gonna
this
look for some
channel.
Bad Batch figures too.
yeah,
I'll try
Can't
to
hurt.
find some of those.
Mm-hmm.
can't hurt.
Cool. Well, I'm glad we're back in the saddle for another
Yeah.
season of Star Wars.
I'm just glad
There's no announcement date for the next show for Acolyte. We don't know when that's coming out. Is that summer? May
No,
4th?
there's no, not as far as I know. Hopefully by the next episode, we'll know.
Okay.
But
Looks like things are, Steam's starting to build again for Star Wars this year. So I'm hoping the rumor mill also starts pumping things out. It's because it's got to be part of their marketing, right? To let leaks happen. Maybe they're not actively doing it, but to get fans excited, they got to let that stuff come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Phyllis. I
Right,
got
yeah.
to bounce.
for some reason, my Disney Plus app keeps freezing when I try to look at credits.
Yeah, it wasn't working well for me before.
Yeah,
we
we'll
started.
we'll make a note to bring
Yeah.
up the cast for this week's episodes. See if there's any.
Right.
Maybe there might be other surprises in there. People we didn't
No,
expect.
totally.
Like I wasn't expecting the Emperor to be portrayed by the man himself.
Mhm.
you
Oh
know?
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
great.
yeah. Normally it's Starkiller doing the voice.
Really?
Yeah. What's his name? I can't remember his name right now. But the guy played Starkiller in
Mhm.
Force
I didn't know that he. I didn't know he did the voice
He
in
also does
Force
Darth.
Unleashed.
He also does Darth. No, not Palpatine.
No,
I'm talking
yeah.
about the
Actual Star Killer.
Palpatine's usual voice actor is
Uh-huh.
not Ian McDiarmid.
It's true.
It's usually
It was
played
during the
by
Clone Wars.
Sam
It was
Whit-
somebody else.
He's usually played by Sam Witwer.
Sam Witwer.
Mhm.
So,
All
so
right.
it's weird to see and hear Palpatine and it not be Sam Witwer's voice, but it being Ian McDiarmid's voice is hey. That's,
Good.
if you're not going to use the usual imposter, use the real deal.
I can't do it right.
Yeah.
I can't do the.
You know what? I'm gonna load this deck up with Palpatine samples. That's what I'm gonna do with all the
There
buttons.
you go.
Like,
There you go.
let your hate flow through. Like all those ones. I'll work on that
All
for
the
next week.
classics.
Yes,
Yeah, totally.
Mhm.
and then
All
the
right,
horn,
well-
and then the DJ horn.
Mhm.
No DJ horn.
No.
No.
No DJ horn.
Uh,
Is that-
He
The
just kicked me off
Imperial-
the show.
The
Like-
klaxon, the Imperial klaxon sound. That would be
Dan
okay.
Malore was having technical difficulties, so we had to. I
Can
had
we
to
also
remove
get
him
air-
from the
Can we get
feed.
the air raid siren? That.
Yeah.
I'll try. Do you mean the
TIE
klaxon?
Fighter
Star Wars klaxon?
flyby. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look up. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
I'll have different ones for different episodes. I don't know.
Sure. That'll be fun. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
teeny!
with
I'll have
that-
a Jawa on there too.
Mhm.
That'd be great.
all right.
Just annoy the crap out of
Um,
you guys. Good night, everybody.
Well, if you've made
Good
it through this, thank you for watching. Please like and share and all that kind of stuff. And with
Mhm.
that, we're out of here. May the force be with you.